Hi, everybody. Zeus wanted to say hi to everybody. Zuzu, did you want to say hi to everybody? Say hi, everybody. Hi, thank you for being here, everyone. Uh-oh. See, that's my other dog over here. He doesn't want let him come in here. Okay. So, come. You want to go spot get. Okay. Go sleep. All right. Hi, everybody. This is Lily Kolosova, and this is my journal. Today is October 8th, 2018. So, hi, everyone who is here, and thank you so much for joining me. What an amazing time we're living in, guys. Oh, my God. Okay, so first, I'm going to be drinking coffee today. So, I have my little coffee thing. Yeah, I need some coffee right now. I had a busy morning. Let's just say that. All right, so let me pour some coffee. All right. So, what I want to talk about today, I want to talk about this shamanic journey that we're on, because I kind of figured that those of you guys that are here, you are on this shamanic journey, which meaning is your self-discovery path. So this is shamanic journey for all of you individually, but then yet, as I talk about in my past journals, this is also a shaman has a responsibility to a community. And so this is what I'm doing. And with these journals, in a way, this is what I am attempting to do here, is to share my knowledge and share what it is that I am experiencing as a shaman in the spiritual world, of what is happening on the collective level for the human collective consciousness. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Queen. Thank you so much for being here, ladies. And gentlemen, I'm sure there's few of gentlemen here too. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. This is a lot of fun. Okay. So what I want to talk about is this, the good, the bad, and the very ugly that comes with, hi, Missy, that comes with being a shaman. It is a tough path, and in a way, I'm trying to create a community here with the journals, to where we can have a free platform to let some of our steam out. Oh, hi, Sunflower. Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is my background. You love my background? Yeah, this is my Russian scarf thing. It's a like a big thing. You can do the babushka thing with it. I do it sometimes. So yeah, that's all. Yeah, my mom loved those things, so I have a lot of them because I got her collection. When she died, I got her collection on all this Russian things. So anyway, thank you so much, you guys. Yeah, I love it. It's red and pink. I don't know if it's coming through as that, but it's really deep pink, and there's some red there too. So anyway, so I want to talk about these tough journeys that we take as shamans. And I know that most of you that are here, you will have already experience, and you've known the spiritual world and the battles, because I'm going to talk about the good of it. What everybody talk about as though it's a universal gift to be a shaman, but what I want to focus more a little bit, it's what are the responsibilities of those that actually do have the gift of operating spiritual world. So there is a responsibility that we have. And so because it is such a For me, I am always, because this is my journal, everyone. I am not teaching everyone how is this journey for you, because like I said in previous times, this journey is so authentic to each and every one of you. And this is why I've shared my things, because those are authentic. And I have my own ways, and I'm sharing with you how I do my things, not so you can repeat, it's because so you can come in and see that, you know, what you already have created, I've done it for myself, and I'm just sharing the experiences. And so now I'm asking all other shamans to say, okay, now we've gone through this shamanic journey on a personal level. And so what was it for? And what we are right now standing right here in this moment in time, which is so crucial for human collective consciousness. We either evolve spiritually or we go space dust. And like I was talking in my journal, 2017 is the point when the choices are visible, and haven't we seen crystal clearly now in this last 2 years who's truly on humanity's side and who's benefiting from the blood market. And I'm talking openly about blood market, calling it what it is. Because that's part of my shamanic work. So I'm going to be talking about it. And you can't avoid your mission here as a shaman. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And I do enjoy doing this journal. So it makes me happy that you guys appreciate it and that you learn something. So today, what I wanted to do in my last 15 minutes or so, when we're going to be talking about health and our physical, more of a physical part, what I want to talk about today, and I'm going to read a little bit from my book about what to do to get rid of the nanotech. So I'm going to read a little bit is how to instantly get rid of your so if you taken C60 and you wanted, because last time you guys asked me what to do if you did taken a C60. So for those of you that have taken a C60, or you just want to cleanse any other nanotech that you think you want to cleanse out of your body, which I do highly recommend, then I will read for you a protocol and what to do. So from one of the books. So so I'll do that. And so to get us started on that cleansing out that stuff, so it's out of our system. Okay. So anyway, so C60, yes, it's the newest and greatest. It's just more pharma stuff. This is also works for other drugs and a lot of pharma stuff. So if you take in antidepressants and things like that, this is also going to work, because antidepressants are full of it too. Yes, that's exactly why the main reason people are suicidal on those drugs, because it got nanotech. So anyway, it goes much deeper than that, but I didn't want to talk about that. So what I want to talk about today, since there is so many of us that have activated blood codes, and I said in the past, and simply what it is it's not that technological or not that complicated. What happens is, as a human being and on this journey, and many of you would remember your past lives and all of that stuff, and you will remember your traumas, and it's good that you remember your traumas, because trust me, without the ugly, you're not going to be able to accomplish the mission. If you're going to be able to only look at your journey as the good versus bad, and you're not going to be willing to look at the ugly part. And this is what I want to focus on that. And you kind of know, hi, Matt. Aliana, hi. Lindsay, Ryan, hi. Missy, thank you for being here, you guys. So anyway, so what I want to focus on is that spiritual, but the spiritual has also to do within, it's mind, body, and spirit all in one and whole as a whole. And so when you're on this journey, you got to do it in the body too, because you don't want to have any weak part of it. So if you were to look at the structure that they used to use in all the teachings and mystery schools, and they've talked of mind, body, and soul triangle. I'm going to talk about with you guys, shamans, my brothers and sisters, shamans out there that have done the work and had climbed that personal ladder, and you know exactly what it is, the gift of your experience here in this reality, because each and every one of you hold that gift. Meaning that's all your experience. Everything you have, you hold within your quantum field. This is all of your experiences in this reality, meaning all of this in the quantum field where there is no time, all timelines and all possibilities exist. And this is all your field. You are just one part of it in here, in the wholeness of it. So what happens is we have now, I'm going to look at this from a whole, and I'm going to show you guys how I look at it from a whole different perspective, as the good and the bad, and then the ugly. Okay, we got to look at the ugly part as the shamans, because basically that's the shaman's work that used to be in the past. This is like in tribal societies, what they did in the past is shamans were the ones that were looking into the ugly, right? Hi, Yalma. Yeah, Yama, yeah. Hi, thank you for being here. So, mind, body, and soul. So you can look at the body as the ugly right now, good and the bad. And so we're going to talk about our emotional bodies and how our emotions affect our mind, and then our body, of course. Okay. And how our body is everything that reflects all of that, the good and the bad. And once you can see the good and the bad for what it is and see it as one, then you're going to be able to see the ugly part. And this is why I call this, you guys, a shaman's boot camp. Oh my goodness. I don't have a pen. I do have a pen, so. Oh, remember I was showing you guys this little thing? Okay, so now think of it as the same way what we're doing is we're cleaning the house. And if you want to do this, I'm going to show this on a personal level, but now this is going to be more. And so this is why I want to talk in this journal, because I'm going to be doing this boot camp that I'm working on right now. I'm developing this boot camp. It's a course, class, whatever you want to call it. It's a mystery school course. It's probably going to have 3 parts to it. And once I develop it and then all of that, there is going to be more to it. And so I'm going to invite you guys to come and join me for that part, to where I'm going to do my first course with you, and we're going to record it and all of that. And I'm going to, for myself, wanted to learn what to do or not to do. So actually what it's going to be is just like, if you guys are interested, it's going to be both ways. It's because I want to develop this, not just as a teacher, but I want to develop this in the now moment. Mostly, I have the structure, the basic structure, or the stages to go through this boot camps in 3 stages, to where we completely clean our own reality, to where we come together and we together learn how to collaborate on the shamanic level, meaning on the spiritual world, but we can never bring any of our baggage with us. And then we can test out what we can do on that level. How does that sound for you guys? Any of you will be interested in something like that? Shungite, yes, that's a great cleaning water, yes. Or you can do a charcoal too. That will do. You can do charcoal cleanses. What are the filters? Yeah, there is charcoal filters. That what happens too. It takes all the stuff out. So anyway, so what I want to talk about in this boot camp is how to quickly clean out your whatever it is, as each and every one of you on your individual path. If you are here and you understand what I'm talking about, your blood codes are active. Like it or not, you're a shaman, because you perceiving this, the way you perceive it, you hear it, you can consciously perceive this information, because it's not like, it's more about how to unite all of that in your body. And this is why I talk of how important it is to help our spiritual self to anchor in our body by doing these cleanses. Because when your body works against your spirit, because it's been encoded to work that way. And this is why it's so hard. In my very first interview I ever did, I think it was like 2011 or something like that, I talk about how it always feels for me as though I always have to swim against the current in this reality. And I didn't understand why. And now I do. I'm going through this awakening as I go through it, guys. It happens. And, one morning I wake up just like the same way I did my original videos. It just, whatever it is that I feel that have taken place in the spiritual world, I attempt to immediately put it into conscious awareness in my own mind, with my own body. I have to process it, as I used to call it. So here we're going to be processing a lot of these gifts that we hold, and to recognize this gift. And usually this gift comes through trauma. So I am hoping that most of you guys have come to a point to where you overcome your trauma, and now you're looking at your trauma from a whole different perspective. And this is what I said. The other way, like I said, in the past, you could put yourself in the middle and then this is your immediate reality, that is you individual. And then you put a bigger circle around you, and this is your external reality. And then you put all these other people in it, and then you put lines to yourself and you examine them. That's what I talk about in a personal healing sessions in quantum metamorphosis, because what you have to do first is have the perspective from a 360 degrees. And this is why visually I did that with the circles. But what I can do right now is do the good, and you just do 3 columns: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? This is how you can name your 3 columns, okay? You can put in here, you can even add a 4th column here, and you can put names. You can put organizations there. You can put church there. You can put Democratic Party. And then, or you can, and then you list whoever, whatever it is in your reality. And you got to own it all of it. If something's not there, you as a shaman allowing to be there you're not ready to do a collective work. Hi, stylist. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being here your first time. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wonderful. Thank you. So what you do is you do, like, any emotional clearing stuff starts. You list the good, the bad about the thing. And then you look at the ugly side. Hi, Lance. Oh, thank you for being here. That's nice of you to join. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate your support. Thanks. So, and what I want to talk about is then you examine the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? But you examine from a perspective of your own individual, free, completely authentic, empowered, anchored in source, whatever you want to call it. But it is not going through your belief systems. None of it is a belief. Oh, it's good because, I go to church because, good thing on Sundays I can drink some wine and pretend that I drink the blood and it cleared me of all my bullshit. Okay. That's a good thing. What is the bad thing? Oh, I have to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning to go there to do that, right? And so then you look at the ugly part. What is the ugly part? And that's when that's when you know if you're a shaman, if you can see the ugly part. If you can't, you're not a shaman, you're a binary, good, bad, and you're operating on this good, bad, good versus evil only, and you just one of those people. Listen, and they're just, throwing back and forth. And that's it. They're just, it's the grid, high mind grid, and that's how it operates. And so if you can look at the ugly side, and this is what I talk about, and what most of you have now, because this has been a sort of a baptism period, as I said, and we just came out of it, and but last 2 years was a baptism for the blood codes and all of that to stabilize. So you've gone probably through so much of that dark night of the soul, to where you've done so much clearing out of your reality, because without clearing your reality, you can't own it. Because if you own trauma, you ain't shaman. Shaman does not experience trauma. When shaman goes into spiritual world, the best shaman serves community the best when he can be neutral, but not neutral in between good and bad. The ones that can see the ugly of both sides. Okay? The ugly is you brainwashed. So the good and the bad, right? The ugly side of that, once you really look at the ugly side of that, right? When you really, really look at that, and you have to have the ability, and you have to have self-honesty, and you have to have something inside of you that's anchored to have the capability, or like I say, something that runs through your blood that is capable to look at the ugly side of things, because without looking at it, you can't fix it. And so what happens is this is why I talk so much of media, is because media, how they keep you from looking at the ugly side, is they constantly throw you back and forth, and you're like a ball that's being thrown back and forth. You're a tool being used. That's all it is. That's all it is. And so basically in here, what I'm talking about, and then I'm talking about a little bit of a deeper spiritual communities too, that are talk of like, churches and all of that stuff. Oh yeah, they are so involved, and they're involved in such a dark stuff. And as you guys will find out, that most of the control, okay, and then again, you guys, but I had to do this. When you understand what I'm talking about right now, and this is the reason why, one of the reasons, you guys, I posted in my last journal those 2 little short videos that I did on Deception Decoded, and I talked a wheel of deception. If you go there and if you really look at that wheel, okay, look at the wheel, and what I wasn't gonna leave you guys hanging. I was gonna go after the wheel step by step and stage by stage and talk about it, you know, how we can dissolve this, because we were gonna eventually come to this point. We are at that point, but it's not like I just came into this information, okay? It was then that I've talked of this wheel of deception. Was the alternative media not on it? Oh yeah, it was on it. So this is not new. It was definitely on it. So you can see, and I've talked of gatekeepers. Just now, just watch, just now in Truth Movement, there is all this talk of gatekeepers. I've talked of those in 2017, summer of 2017. So, and I was talking about the fuses blowing, but that whole machine works, power works from inside out. And that's the why I showed you exactly how that operates. And then I said in one of those videos, then we are in our true reality, we are at the center of the wheel, and then we express, and this is what I talk about, the 3 stages of healing: your mental, emotional, and physical body. And this is where you anchor your spirit in, and this is your, or some of the people call that ancestral spirit, okay? And so this is why I speak of my ancestors, and this is why I bring in my my wisdom sisters, you know, and things like that, and because this is, we're pulling ancestral wisdom through our blood. I don't know how else to explain this. Are you guys can still hear me? Am I still here? The comments just completely stop. I don't see anything coming through, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna get me a coffee. But anyway, so I'm gonna do this thing where I'm gonna be talking a little bit more about how to, first stage is to recognize or gain clarity on what it is that is your gift. You have to have so much clarity, as I said last time, because this is your weapon in spiritual world. Your hard-earned, sometimes through bloodshed and through tears and through bruises and through suffering and through trauma, but you do hold something so authentically yours, and it is your spiritual weapon. And this is what my boot camp is all. The stage 1 is finding your weapon. And this is why I want to do this in every one of those things. You got to go through the process. Everything that is in your reality on the collective level. And then once you know exactly what kind of poison you hold, or what kind of sword you hold, or whatever it is that is supposed to be your mystery, that's your mystery, that's your spiritual mystery. Only you hold it, only you have the answer, what it is, okay? Then you will know, once you clearly see 360 degrees view, that's the stage 1 of activating. You're on a collective level. Then once you see how your authentic, unique own gift applies on a collective level, no matter if it's only 2 people or it's 2 million people. It doesn't matter. The thing is, it's all frequency that you vibrate. It's only hive mind that collects, because they are parasitic. So more people, the better. It's not about that. It's about the strength of your own personal shamanic journey and how deep it is. Is it really deep? How deep can you go? If you can go deep, that deep, think of it. Whatever it is that you dug up from the deepest pit of this reality, okay? You hold it and it's yours. So whatever that is now projected into the other side, so to speak. So think of it, the power that you hold by withstanding that kind of training. Look at it as training. Okay, because you can, so you hold that, your strength, your strength. So what it is not so much as a weapon, your own strength, and it is so unique to you, and it is integrated everything, including your ego. When your ego serves your higher purpose, or your ego will be so useful. It's like having a real sword in a fight. If some people say, sword is an ego, because, word, we say it here in physical body, and we say it through the ego part of ourselves. But anything you use properly, and just like this reality is a testament to the fact that everything's inverted here. So we can't be afraid of the inverted. What we have to do is we have to, like genetically modified food eventually will return to its original blueprint. And so this is exactly what we're doing in this reality. We're returning to original blueprint, but we have to do it within ourselves first. Thank you guys for confirming that I'm still on. Thanks. So anyway, so whatever it is, so now here's the homework before you guys, I announce that. Once I'm ready to do those, then I will announce them. And I will let you guys know how to come on and all of that stuff. I'll probably and then I'll do these presentations, and then we'll do the question and answers in there, because I was thinking, and then I was talking about doing that here, but I think it's getting a little bit too hot in here in my journals. So I think I'm going to take that sort of shamanic work for those that truly are shamans somewhere else, and I'm going to use this as for announcements and things like that. So right, it's the rebirth, and at the same time, and I might post this again, there's a quote of baptism and how it works and how it operates. And so it's all frequency, and so when you invert frequency, kind of, it's like the hat, you invert it, it doesn't change much. It just looks right? You take a hat and you put it inside out, it still looks like a hat and you can still wear it, right? Same thing with the frequency. And that's why it's so difficult for some people to see the difference. Okay. Yeah, Juliet, thank you for being here. And Juliet, we're going to talk I am all about shamanic journey. And all of these years, for the last 5 years, all I was talking about is this personal own shamanic journey that each and every one of us that do want to make a difference in this reality and do want to create and be rightful owners of our own realities. We need to learn how to heal ourselves and become that shaman, become that stable anchor, a spiritual anchor in the community. Meaning for the spirit, we are as shamans. The way I see, we are as anchors of the spiritual world, of the spiritual state of being. Okay, this is what shamans do. They're a reflection of spiritual collective consciousness. That's what they are. That's the purpose. Okay, and that's why I always call myself a human consciousness investigator, because I always I don't know why. I'm sure my higher self knows why. I do know why. But it always looks at the human consciousness from that perspective. I see how it operates on that level, how it affects everything, because that's just been my journey from my own very young age. It's just what I was born in. Okay, Naraf, you asking me a question. So sure, I can go into it. You said, I'm curious, if a non-human DNA creature that rapes a child, a baby, has a chance to have its dark night of the soul, or will it go straight to the lake of hellfire? No, the baby, this is the thing, the rape. And this connects to why there's so many, and why that bloodline had created and infected so many tribes around the world, original tribes, and they came in and through rape, they raped the genetic code. It wasn't just the physical rape. They raped the genetic code of all the tribal lines that are here on Earth. So that's what happened. Look what happened with Mayans, right? And how all of that happened through rape. And so there's a lot of races. And look at what is happening with Jewish Orthodox. And how their religion is all based also that a female, you can't have a God-worthy child unless it's through rape. Okay, so they're right there, they're telling you who they are serving. Okay, so but what happens is, the reason for that, they want to do that because they want the souls from underworld to come in. Okay, that's why they try to rape Earth humans genetically, so then they have a vehicle to possess. And that's why, we're so infected. And so that's why this battle is on the soul level. And that's why many people are talk of us having all this genetic codes and all this stuff and all of that stuff. Trust me, Naraf, all of the humankind been infected. There is not one race on Earth that has not been infected. So we're all infected. It is our collective sickness now. We have our genome is such a soup. I don't even know if we ever will figure out that one. So what that baby has chance, there is really nothing holds physically. And this is the big battle. This is the biggest lie that they don't tell you. They tell you, and and even Vatican, they'll tell you, because of this genetic invasion. Yeah, it connects there too. Because of this genetic invasion and what they've done, they think that they own now this rape, this races and people that are being infected. So that's how their ownership of humanity came about, is through through genetically raping all this original races that were tribal. That was the reality, right? We know that. This is the most recent one. The purging, yeah, Matt. This is why the purging is so intense, because we are infected. Because see, I'm not one of those people from the fake disclosure people and those the fake truthers, that will tell you, oh, run from this. Oh, Masons are so bad. Oh. No, it's just because they invert it and then they create fear and then they eat that fear up. Oh, that's food. So what do those people do that they tell you that how they've inverted symbols and all of that stuff? What they do is they serve in that. They're just throwing you all that negative frequency so they can attach to whatever it is that is in your body, because they know you're infected and you're infected on every level. Okay. And so but the spiritually, and this is where it comes, the true God source. The true God source, this is your quantum field. It's a living energy. It's all that it is. There is no separation between good and bad. In which way? It's very difficult to explain. But it's almost like, it's not that it is what it is to it. It's so grandiose to where it can restructure anything. Just like, just like that field within a seed that will be seeded, and then even though that seed is genetically modified, but that field inside, that invisible field, will work through that seed physical presence to restructure itself. Howdy, CF, howdy. So it will work through them, through whatever it has, but because it is more intelligent than that, what causes the trauma, what caused the interference, what caused the infection. Okay, so because it's more intelligent, it overcomes. Okay, and this is why they study so much of how it works. They can't, it's quantum physics. They can grasp it with their little minds. They can grasp that. Okay. Only the smart science, but it's the one that underground, the people that are not allowed to have opinions, said those people, of course, I'm not saying all scientists are thinking that way. I'm just saying what's allowed in there is the little minds, how they think. They don't allow you, they can't tell you, because they don't know how quantum mechanics operates. They know this much how it operates. So it's a very complicated subject, but when you go through this, and I call this shamanic, and you accept this about yourself, and this is what I'm saying, you're accepting your higher intelligence or your superconscious mind into this body. You're anchoring it into your being. Meaning, so what happens is that pyramid that's missing, the invisible pyramid, for the pyramid, because what pyramid symbolizes is that your structure in physical form, you have this presence right here. Your 6 chakras are in your physical. Your 7th chakra is not in physical form. It is above your head. Okay, so it's invisible. And this is your Holy Trinity. Okay, that I was talking about last time. And so this is the invisible part. And this is why, like in Egypt, the top of the pyramid is invisible, because the top of it's the spiritual world that runs the physical. So what we do is that all of it is that to anchor that, be the one, like, you have to choose, like Neo had to choose himself, is he the one or is he not the one? Yet at the same time, she predicted everything, but it's still ultimately for you to do this on a collective. It's not it's just, once you activate that, you understand you are part of collective. You can choose or not to choose. be there. You are, because we are now going into the foundations of reality, which is quantum field. And you cannot be here in physical presence, right, without having some sort of quantum ability, be it borrowed. Okay, and here we come into feeding energy and all of that stuff and spirituality. Okay, be it borrowed quantum abilities or be it your own. And this is what I talk about, that we as shamans, we operate on quantum level. You like it or not, you guys like this word or don't like, but that's what it is. And so in a way, we can only speak of this, and our ancestor could speak of it in metaphors and all of that stuff, because it is higher intelligence. It is God in invisible, it is the presence of God in material form, but yet it's invisible. So that's what it is. And so what you lands absolutely, and this is why I talk about responsibility and why we need to have this shamanic circles. We need to, and that's why I say let's do this 3-stage boot camp, and then let's do a shamanic circle, because as the spells are created, it truly is a quantum ability, and a lot of times they borrow that. But once we as shamans realize that we have that quantum ability, and so that kind of power we hold, do you think we can undo the spells? Oh, yes, we can. And this is ultimately what I kind of want to bring up into collective sort of awareness, is that we can, is like I said last time, once you show to the audience how the magic is done, when the when the magician comes after, and then they won't get effect anymore, because the magic trick is not going to have the same effect. And so this is what ultimately lands, and I think you know that this is what ultimately we are attempting to do here. And I know that you know that those of you guys that have that are here sometimes, because you know that sometimes you just recognize me from the world that we might have run into in that spiritual world, and so you might have some memories. And so as I was talking about this latest one that I did, a lot of you guys were present. So Lance, you were there. Thanks. Thanks for all the work, and oh my God, you were writing recently on all of the spells and everything. Beautiful writings. Loved it. So thank you. But yeah, it's kind of like what happened is doing our own spells that are on that sort of level. It's so fun. We're a funny bunch. So but it's gonna be beautiful, you guys, because it's already on a collective, so it's in that field. It's there, you guys, and many of you guys will report, you know, dreams and things seen of that sort and all of that stuff. You will start bringing that memory back, because it was a global thing. It might not happen, because like I said, there is no time thing in here. I only see the whole thing. So it might not have had happen, or it might have had happened already, but it had happened already. Agent Smith. I know in one of my thing I called it Mr. Anderson, but I actually meant Smith. Oh, Nathan. Nathan. But you know, they're gonna come, Lance. So anyway, so I'm gonna do those. And before that, I'll be talking more about how we can look at the ugly. So, and the same thing is just like I talk about on a personal level. And for me, you guys, I'm going to bring it up. And this is why I posted that about family narcissistic cult, because it's the same thing. We're dealing with that same energy. So this is the same blueprint. So we can use that blueprint to understand how we can deal with that, what needs to be eliminated. And then I said, like I say in a personal healing sessions, for those of you guys that had those with me, once you examine and you look at that, then what you do is you get to work on restructuring that relationship that you have with that individual to where it is completely up to your moral code, to your own moral code. And this is what I talk about, is your shamanic code. Every shaman has to have their own code. You have to have your own secret way how you communicate and how you get instant confirmation from your body, from your spirit, and from external. And that's nature. I use nature always because that's the purest form. But you have to have it. Okay? Nathan, oh, go cry, go cry, go cry. So, you guys, somebody came here to cry. Somebody came here to cry. So, anyway, you guys, let's focus. And in my personal in the personal session, when I talked about that, and then I said, now you have to go into and restructure to where it is up to your own code. And so now we're going to take it to a next level, and you're going to go and look at what is happening and how does your own gift applies to the collective. Okay. And so once you gain clarity in that stage, then next you will know how to restructure whatever it is that needs to be restructuring for that particular piece in the collective level. So let's say, for example, if you went through a certain trauma or certain abuse, let's say church, right? What you can do is you can somehow create something that is up to your code, but yet it'll be beneficial for a collective level. How it can restructure. Basically, what I'm asking you guys to do is to look at the collective level. Where is the need for your particular gift as a shaman, as the one who wants to serve your community? I guess that's where we go. And that's why we need to look at everything without any blinders that has to do with that particular thing that is yours. It is yours. And every one of you guys, you know, your gifts are yours, and that you use them the best. You know where your strengths are. You know where your weaknesses are. And you only know that because you've been able to go through this process on your own, and you've been able to be completely, fully honest with yourself, to have the ability and capability to look at the ugly side of things on everything. And then, so then you can restructure that ugly into what it is that is your reality, from the good and the bad. And you can choose to leave the bad if you take the responsibility for the ugly side of that. And this is what I talk about. It's not just about determining what is good and what is bad. It's determining how to own it all, not have blinders, and then how you can see the ugly side, and then also how you can use the good and the bad, your dark side, to turn the ugly into as within, so without. And this is how you create your own fifth dimensional reality. This is the 5D I'm talking about. Build your 5D reality based on this quantum foundation, which is the living field of creation. And so this is what I sort of want to focus on. So I am at 55 minutes. I do want to read to you guys about how to get rid of some of the nanotech. Bye, Nathan. До свидания! До свидания! Retard. Okay. Retards will come. All right, you guys. So now, since Nathan's gone, let's go ahead and take a look at what I wanted to read you. It's from The Natural Healing, okay? This book right here. And I want to read. Oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Okay. I don't know, but I'm gonna, okay. All right, wonderful. So this is actually what in those days they said radiation poisoning, okay? So I'm gonna read this here. But I'm gonna read a little bit, just one thing, but I want to show you that this is where it's from. And so last time I talked about, because I talked to you guys about the nanotech, it's kind of like a radiation poisoning because it simulates that. That's what it is. So iodine, I've talked about iodine. So make sure you do iodine every day. I recommend to do iodine. What it does, because this is also what gives us cancer. And so iodine will help you not to have these things turn into cancer in your body. And so I'm going to just read it. This is from 1976 books. I love how they used to. Okay. Oh, shit. I can't really see. Okay. Okay, in the event that you would be exposed to fallout from nuclear accident, run, do not walk to the nearest jug of sodium algane or algin. All right, and so this is the other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is algin, okay? And this is how it says it works. This natural extract from sea kelp is amazingly effective in ridding the body of radioactive material. It isn't that the algin circulates through the body and picks off particles of this radioactive material. On the contrary, sorry, you guys, my light is bad here. Algin is completely indigestible and never leaves the intestinal tract. What happens is that the strontium circulates through the bloodstream and even in and out of the GI tract. But once it hits the GI tract, the algine grabs hold of it, binds it, and extracts it with body waste. Okay, sorry, my light here is not working out for reading. But anyway, I wanted to show you that's something that was printed in 1976. And this is what I was talking to you about charcoal that does to poison. This is what this does to the radioactive material. And so this is what is gonna this is what's gonna do this is what is gonna do to the nanotech in your body. Okay, so a lot of that, and that will help because you guys asked me how to clean nanotech, and so this is how you clean it. So all of that good to clean all of those radioactive stuff. And then here comes hemp and cannabis. Okay, and this is why I said hi tinfoil hatter sorry. So yes, I will talk about viruses and other things in some other times, but I want to focus a little bit because it seems like a lot of people are interested in how to clean nanotech. So and so the same thing goes with iodine. That's what iodine, because that's what it is. It's iodine in there. That's what it is. So iodine is very important. And so if you have that, it will clean you out. So keep iodine every day, okay? And the chemtrails and everything. So it cleans everything. So you guys, because the other thing is I want to talk about is our lymph system. Because we have an extremely we have so much poisons in our lymph systems right now. I haven't seen much of talk about that, but that's the next thing. This is where we hold a lot of that crap. So that's also gonna become. But how are you guys doing? Are you feeling all right? Everything's good? Nanotech? Any other things you interested in? What else to clean? All right, you guys are having a lot of interesting information. I'm like, well, interesting. Oh, essential oils. Oh my God, you guys, essential oils. Excellent. Oregano oil right now for flu season. Oregano oil for flu season. All those viruses, oregano oil. Don't think twice about it. Oregano oil is God-given gift. God-given gift. So, all right, you guys, it's been a while, and this has been great. Thank you, everyone, for coming here and joining me. We're in a very interesting time, as it comes to all other things that are happening on collective level. I don't know how else to explain this, but just make sure you guys stay really grounded in next couple of weeks. Okay, just stay grounded. We're going through some bumpy times right now, and so that's why we just need to stay grounded. The beast is in extreme sort of stage of well, not extreme, it's in the stage of dying. And so look at it is that when something of that evil and of that type of structure is in this kind of situation to where it is in extreme distress, so expect a lot of sort of surprises, maybe. I don't know how to explain this, but maybe you guys will kind of tune in and feel and ask your spirit if there's anything you need to pay attention to, or anything that you can how to say this, when you can offer into a collective sort of that frequency of confidence in the future, because a lot of the negative things will come to the surface, and the people that are not aware of it will react in a very negative way. All right. So there is going to be a spike of negative feelings because it has to. It has to. Okay. You can't start a cleansing process without, first, when you start swinging, you know, your broom, which is when you start swinging your broom, there's going to be some dust flying around and stuff like that. That's basically what I'm saying. So make sure you're confident, you know what you're doing, you know who's trash, you know who's your friend, you know who is there supporting you in the spiritual world. And I just wanted to tell you that what I feel, that the spirit of of this freedom for humanity is extremely strong, I feel, and it's very supportive right now. So whenever it is, the way you want to look at it is the stars, it's the luck, or whatever it is the new age, it's the commencement of this purging, or whatever it is, it's time for us to be who we are. It's time for us to be who we are. And so whoever you are, just be you, everyone. And I thank you so much for joining me, and make sure to stay wild, everyone. Stay wild. I love you all. Until next time, Lily Kolosova.